htorr441.
I have 2 other reviews planned out coming in the future. They both are of bad games. I'll need to pick them up online since they're for older consoles.
What are they?
I want to keep it a secret.
Ah, makes sense. Sounds interesting.
The only hint I'll give you is N64.
Gulp. Oh, I see. Wait, you couldn't mean Superman 64.
What's up with this music? Doesn't sound like the typical Superman music I would expect to find. Instead, it sounds like something you would find in a cheap flash game on the web. Eesh, Thanos, I really appreciate you changing the music, but wrong universe, my friend. We're in the Superman universe, not Marvel. I'm sorry, maybe next time?
Alright, htorr. But if you don't fulfill this promise, I will take your universe next.
Never mind that. Let's move forward. Superman is an iconic character that is known and loved by many people. I bet your grandparents know who he even is since he's around 81 years old now. With popular characters like Superman comes merchandise with good and bad representations of the source material. Today, I'll be reviewing a bad representation. That is Superman, the New Superman Adventures for the Nintendo 64, better known as Superman 64. Nowhere on the cartridge or even the box is a title even mentioned for this game, so I guess we can call it whatever we please. So let's come up with a better cover that truly demonstrates what this game represents to us. Beautiful! It perfectly represents Superman 64 and every single one of its flaws. And when I mean every single, I mean many. Before going into the nitty-gritty details of my opinion of this game, let's go back. Let's rewind. Let's learn a little bit of its history.
Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen have been kidnapped. Who will save the day? You are Superman. All the powers are yours. Flight, heat vision, super speed, super strength, freezing breath, and X-ray vision. Buy early and receive a DC Comics Collector's Edition Superman comic book. Superman, the New Adventures video game.
Superman 64 was released on May 31st, 1999. This means that a couple months back, this game was turning 20 years old. Congratulations, Superman 64, for staying as one of the worst games in history. Hopefully you can bring more pain and torture for future generations. Superman, the New Superman Adventures was developed by Titus Interactive, who took about 2 years to make the whole entire game. Only 2 years? That's pretty amazing. In the background, the developers were facing many issues during these rough 2 years. they couldn't accomplish the original envisioned idea because of two obstacles in their way: Warner Brothers and DC Comics. These two companies limited what Superman could and couldn't do in the game. For example, he couldn't use specific superpowers. But the most important thing and drawback was that he couldn't fight any humans. So, does this mean we could fight recognizable villains like our boy, Lex Luthor?
You see, Superman.
Sadly, we cannot. Another issue was the hardware itself, the N64. The original concept they wanted was an open world where you can fly place to place and buildings could be damaged and interacted with, sort of like the new Spider-Man games. But the N64's power wasn't capable of delivering this idea, and the original concept was sort of scrapped and modified to where we are using only 10% of the original concept in the game we have today. Despite all of these issues and drawbacks that happened behind the scenes, the game sold relatively well because of one thing: Superman. You slap any popular character on something and people will definitely buy it. Well, I think that's enough history for you guys. Let's move on to my opinion of the game.
In short time, your fate will be sealed, Superman.
Our game starts off with Lex Luthor capturing Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Professor Emil Hamilton, and putting them in a virtual reality of Metropolis. Our hero, the Man of Steel, the Man of Tomorrow, the last son of Krypton, Soup or Soups, the Red Blue Blur. You know him, Superman. He jumps into this portal to this crazy world to hopefully save the day. Save his friends, you know, since he needs friends or he'll feel a little lonely.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
The first thing we are presented with in this game is a maze. And this maze is just filled with many rings that are green, since, you know, kryptonite. And we need to fly through these rings to hopefully save our friends. Doesn't really sound like a typical Superman role to me, at least. It seems more like a workout to me. Hey you, roll that workout montage. After completing our first set of rings, we are presented with a challenge: to save some pedestrians crossing the road from being hit by a car. This finally sounds like something Superman would do, which I'm happy that we finally get a Superman role to play in. But the glitchy physics in this game makes these parts really unsatisfying because of the countless times you miss. You don't need to roll the rest of the clip. You know what's going to happen next. That's why we need Superman to actually work so we can save some people. After completing this challenge, we are faced with another set of rings to fly through. Wow! Wow! The same rules are applied as the previous set of rings, so you know, you fail or mess up in some way, and you need to restart the whole entire level. Guess what happens when we complete the second set of rings? Don't worry, I'll give you time to process. Think about it.
One eternity later.
Time's up! Well, if you guessed we'll be doing another set of rings, I'm sorry to say it, but you are wrong! We'll be doing another challenge, and you know, every challenge in this game is a bit different, from picking up cars to fighting enemies, and even fighting natural disasters like tornadoes. Following many more sets of rings and challenges, we reach our boss fight, which is pretty amazing. You know, boss fights are the only place in the game where it's more adventure-based. You explore a building, collect some goodies like keys to open something, fight some baddies, fight even badder baddies, rescue some people, fight the boss, that's important, and boom, you are done!
But Hector, what is your opinion on the game?
Good question, TheMeanBelly. What is my opinion of this game? During the 90s, games and franchises were leaping to the third dimension, exploring what was possible in this realm. Superman was no exception to this, being part of this transition and era. The final product didn't turn out as expected, leading to the legacy the game carries to even this day. While researching on the web for different facts and things on Superman 64, I uncovered something fascinating that I wanted to share with you guys. Well, originally, there was going to be a PlayStation 1 port. This port was going to be a more revised edition, updated in a way. It was going to fix all the major bugs that were introduced in the N64 edition, the glitchy physics, controls, graphics, which would have hopefully made a better playing experience for the people, the gamer, right? And guess what, guys? No rings! Sadly, Titus Interactive and Blue Sky Software, which was the external game company helping them at the time, lost the rights to Superman, resulting in this game never being officially released to the public. Supposedly, only 3 copies of this game roam the wild out there. So keep your eyes peeled when you're game hunting. Hopefully some of you may uncover this lost treasure. Well, I rate this game 2 Supergirls out of 10. And yes, I bought a Supergirl figure just for this special occasion. And it's bendy. If you're out there shopping and you want a really intense and difficult experience, a challenge, well, Superman 64 may be your cup of tea, but I'm warning you, it could lead to some levels and deep levels of mental breakdown. So be aware and hopefully smart when you pick up this game. It's your money, it's your choice, and at the very end, every person will have a different story to tell from this game. Otherwise, don't even consider picking up this game or going even close to it, even if you're offered it for free. There are other games that deserve more time than this. So please, for your own sake, be safe, be aware. Well, I'm htorr, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. This video took almost an entire year to make. And I mean an entire year. Hector, just why? Why? Well, it was because of delays, laziness, or other mishaps life can bring along the way. Despite all of this, I need to thank and recognize some specific people that made this video possible. My Discord admin Spitu for taking his time out of his day, I know he works a lot, to draw this beautiful thumbnail used in this video. I mean, isn't it gorgeous? Thank you, Spitu. Always appreciate work and keep on keeping on. My Discord moderator, TheMeanBelly, for providing his likeness and voice to be used in this video. Hoping we can create more videos in the future, my friend. It was fun.
htorr441.
Did you hear that? That's my new YouTube intro, and it was all possible and thanks to voice actor Bakamatsu. She creates lots of little fun projects, dubs different comic strips, and dubs other people's projects they may make. So consider subscribing to her YouTube channel and maybe following her Twitter to keep up to date on all her content. All her information will be in the description. Thanks again for lending your voice. Hopefully we may work more in the future on future projects. Lastly, I want to thank all of you, my viewers, for your support and patience. I may not be active on YouTube as I once was, but you motivate me to continue making more content that hopefully is enjoyable and entertaining. Just know I will always try to release a video or two when I can. Consider liking if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to keep up to date on all my latest uploads. Click on the box to the left to watch my previous bad game review. It's a major game.